Imagine this. You're in the final leg of a long marathon. You've covered countless miles through sacrifices, triumphs, and endless challenges. Now you've reached that critical moment where every step counts, where one wrong move could cost you dearly. Suddenly, someone shows up trying to block your way. A brother, a partner, a friend, maybe even a neighbor. Absolutely not. Let's be honest. At this point in your life, the last thing you need is to carry the burden of other people's demands. You're not here to be anyone's lifesaver, nor to trade your peace of mind for empty promises or guilt that was never yours to begin with. This is your life, not theirs. Make no mistake, there are people who ask for things they should never demand, things that drain your time, your energy, and even your inner calm. That's a direct assault on your happiness, and it cannot be allowed. Have you ever felt that way? Like an emotional ATM, or worse, like you're rowing a sinking boat while everyone else just watches. Remember, we're here to open your eyes and speak the truths others won't dare to mention. In this video, we'll discuss 5 things no one should ever ask of you at this stage in your life, because anything that steals your peace simply isn't worth it. So stay tuned until the end. This might be the signal you need to shut the doors you never should have opened in the first place. One of those things, being asked to take responsibility for what isn't yours. How many times have you said yes to something you knew deep down wasn't your problem? Too many, right? And the worst part is, you only realized it after you were already carrying a weight that never belonged to you. These stories often start with a small favor, a little help, just this once, or an emergency, and suddenly you're caught in a chain that pulls you deeper without your notice. What began as support becomes the pillar holding everything up, and the longer it continues, the harder it is to break free. Think about it. What happens when a rope keeps getting pulled while it's already worn thin? It snaps. That rope is you. You were used as a lifeline, and now they expect you to keep afloat a boat that should have been sailing on its own long ago. But you're not a lifeline, and you don't have to be, because what's at stake here isn't just your time or money. It's your peace, your emotional health, your life. Asking you to bear what isn't yours is like handing you a heavy load and walking away, expecting you to manage it alone, and you, out of love, carry it because you want to help, because you don't want to be labeled selfish. But let me tell you, that's not help. That's abuse. You've done your part. You've raised, worked, given, loved, and sacrificed more than most could imagine. So why continue holding on to what was never yours? Think about it. You're not a bank, yet people ask for money. You're not a babysitter, yet they leave grandchildren with you as if it's your job to raise them again. You're not a nurse, yet they expect you to care for everyone like it's your duty, without ever asking how you feel. And if you say no, if you say you can't or won't, suddenly you're the villain, judged, criticized, made to feel guilty. But who holds them accountable for putting you in that position? The truth is, many take advantage of your love and sense of responsibility. They see you as a resource, not as a person. And that hurts, because you give your all, and in return you receive little or nothing. Only more demands, more blame, and the expectation that you'll keep giving without ever considering yourself. That's unforgivable. It's like being an umbrella everyone runs to when the rain falls. But once the storm passes, you're left soaked and forgotten, while everyone else moves on with their lives. How many more times will you allow yourself to be used like that? If people overwhelm you with burdens that aren't yours to bear, stealing your peace, you don't have to accept it. You don't have to say yes just because saying no feels hard. When someone asks with tears, sweet words, or emotional blackmail disguised as affection, that's exactly when you need to ask yourself, why should I pay the price for their mistakes? This isn't selfishness, it's respect. And respect starts with you. If you don't set boundaries, no one else will. Continually accepting burdens that don't belong to you will only leave you drained, frustrated, and invisible. And that's a mistake you cannot afford. Life is short, and at this point, You deserve to live it in peace. You deserve time for yourself, to enjoy what you've built, to rest, to chase the dreams you've always had, not to put out fires others lit or to be the support system for those who refuse to stand on their own. Open your eyes. If you feel like a prisoner to other people's responsibilities, it's time to break those chains. This isn't about offering help in tough times. It's about carrying loads that were never yours from the start. And let me be clear, this is one of those decisions that screams, don't do it. Stop dragging around guilt and emotional debts that belong to others. Ask yourself again, why are you carrying all this? And if you can't find a good reason, it's time to let go, because no one will care for you better than you care for yourself. Let's talk about a common example, lending money. Unless it's a true emergency, don't even consider it. Imagine this, you're enjoying your morning coffee, gazing out the window, savoring a rare moment of peace, when suddenly your phone rings. It's someone close, maybe a child, a sibling, a relative, or an old friend. That alone feels odd because you rarely get calls. When you pick up, you realize they're not checking in on you. They're calling to ask for money. And it's not just a one-time favor. What starts as a temporary loan slowly becomes a bottomless pit. This is how a story begins that no one wants to live. What seems like kindness can turn into one of the worst mistakes of your life. Lending money now is like handing over your house keys, hoping everything comes back intact. But how many times have you heard stories where it doesn't? Sad but true. Once you lend money, you often hand over your peace of mind, emotional stability, and sometimes your trust, a direct blow to your happiness. This is the stage in your life when, after so much hard work, you should be enjoying the calm you fought for, not risking it. Lending money now could be one of the most costly choices you ever make. This isn't selfishness, it's self-respect, because what seems noble today may turn into a personal disaster tomorrow. Imagine suddenly facing a health crisis and needing the money you lent out. What then? This isn't about being stingy or turning your back on someone you care about. It's about protecting yourself from being left with nothing while others exploit your kindness. It's like leaving your door wide open, hoping no one will walk in and take what's rightfully yours. By the time you realize, it's already too late. Because anything that steals your peace simply isn't worth it. Your peace of mind is priceless, and trust me, the money you lend out seldom returns as smoothly as it left. Then come the words, "But if you're my father or my brother, you have to help me." That's when emotional blackmail creeps in, trapping you with guilt, making you feel that saying no is a sin beyond forgiveness. But let's be clear, you are under no duty to rescue anyone if it means drowning yourself in the process. Your life isn't meant for others. If you're unhappy, change it. Persisting in rowing a sinking boat isn't heroism, it's self-destruction. We must acknowledge that actions often speak louder than words, and many times we don't even realize we're being used. This isn't about urgent crises like medical emergencies. It's about endless favors that drain your savings, while the other person lives on as if nothing is wrong. The worst part, when your wallet is empty, there's no going back. You're not at the age to start over financially from scratch. It's like driving a winding road without a rearview mirror, a lost chance you can never regain. So open your eyes. Don't plead for attention, love, or respect. If someone appears only when they need something, ask yourself, is this genuine love or just dependence in disguise? The worst mistake is sacrificing your future for people who couldn't care less about yours. Someone who truly loves you would never force you to choose between your stability and their convenience. If they do, they don't deserve your time or effort. It's shocking. After a lifetime of hard work, you still have to justify why you deserve to enjoy what you've earned. Here's a harsh truth. Those who don't value you don't deserve your time or money. Learn to say enough. Don't fear being different. Above all, don't fear saying no. Remember, peace of mind is a luxury that must be fiercely protected. What's easy isn't always right. In this case, the right thing is defending what took you a lifetime to build. Life doesn't wait. Live now. Don't let anyone block your path. This is your time to enjoy your achievements, not watch them vanish in an instant. Next time someone approaches you with a sad tale and an outstretched hand, ask yourself, are they as concerned about my well-being as I am about theirs? If not, you already know what to do. This isn't about being cold, it's about being wise. Good things come only when you leave bad behind. And here, the bad is anyone who treats you like an ATM instead of a human being. Reaching your later years should mean peace, shouldn't it? After all you've endured, imagine a calm life, savoring your hard-earned rewards, finally having time for yourself. Then, suddenly, someone drags you into a family dispute. They want you to mediate a fight you never started. Maybe a son or daughter says, "Mom, Dad, you have to talk to your brother or things will get worse. Can't you do something?" Without hesitation, you dive in like a referee on a battlefield that's not yours. But once inside, you find yourself in the eye of a storm you never expected. Now picture something even more painful. Your children arguing over your inheritance. The home you built with love and effort. A sanctuary to you, but to them, just money. A battle they're desperate to win. You sit helpless. Watching something precious turn into a source of division, it's tragic. When you try to mediate with good intentions, you only fuel the fire, giving them more reasons to drift apart. In the end, you face a painful truth. You can't fix what's broken. Worse, while exhausting yourself trying to solve what's beyond your control, you pay a heavy price. Your peace, your joy, your health unravel. That's when the toughest lesson hits. You lose yourself trying to save others. Life's too short to waste on problems that aren't yours. This is the moment you deserve to put yourself first, to seek the peace you fought so hard to achieve. If asked to intervene in family conflict, ask yourself, is risking my peace worth it for something I can't control? Deep down, you already know. You can't save others by sinking with them. Life isn't about carrying others' battles. It's about protecting what brings you calm, joy, and purpose. This isn't selfish, it's self-respect. And if you choose not to get involved, you're not letting anyone down. You're choosing yourself. So next time someone tries pulling you into family drama, remember, you're not obligated to bear burdens that aren't yours. Your well-being matters more than any drama. The peace you've earned has no price. Think twice. If you're unhappy, change it. Peace is priceless and must never be bargained away. Don't waste energy fighting wars that aren't yours. The truth may sting, but it sets you free. Say no and mean it. You don't owe explanations. Don't play a part in games that aren't yours. Tranquility is a luxury to protect. Without it, you risk being trapped in choices you never should have made. Never sacrifice your peace for things beyond your control. Now, let's discuss something else people often demand, asking you to change who you are or how you live. What happens when someone, your child, sibling, or close friend, demands you change your life as if your time has passed? As if all you've experienced no longer matters. It's a blow to the heart, as if they want you to erase your identity and all you've built. Because you're older, everything you do is somehow wrong. Imagine hearing, "Don't dress like that, you look old," or "You still listen to that outdated music," or "Don't talk like that, you're too old." They're not just asking for small changes. They want to strip away who you are, implying your whole essence is worthless. It's a loss no one should endure. Instead of seeing you as wise and experienced, they treat you like something to update, like you must conform to their world. As if your preferences, memories, and joys are wrong. But what they truly want isn't an update. They want you to erase yourself, surrendering vital parts of who you are just to fit in. The crucial question is, why should you change for them? What about your right to be yourself, to enjoy what makes you happy, to wear what you love, to listen to the music that brings back your best memories? You have arrived at a point in life where every part of who you are deserves celebration, not judgment, not correction. Yet you still hear remarks like, "Dad, Mom, it's time to stop being so old-fashioned. You sound odd. Relax more. Change those routines. Life doesn't have to be so rigid. And your story is sacred. No one holds the right to rewrite it." Who decided that being authentic is a flaw? No one should dictate how you live, especially after all these years when you've learned what brings you peace. The freedom you've earned throughout your life is not a bargaining chip for casual opinions. The worst outcome is if you give in. If you begin doubting yourself and follow the crowd, you risk losing your core, dismantling what makes you unique, what you've spent decades building. Let's be clear. There is no greater blindness than that of those who refuse to see. They don't comprehend what lies behind your choices. They fail to see the years of hard work, the lessons absorbed, the sacrifices made. They do not realize you've paid a heavy price to live fully, with highs and lows, while remaining true to yourself. What they're really demanding, even if unspoken, is that you surrender your identity. But you know better. You cannot and must not give in to that. Remember this, your authenticity is your greatest wealth. Never trade it for anything or anyone. This is not a matter of minor tweaking. It's about completely reconstructing your essence. And let me warn you, that path leads only to ruin. Because once you start changing merely to conform, what you lose may never return. There is no way to reclaim what has been sacrificed. Picture a day when your child looks at you and says, "Stop dwelling on that. That was so long ago. Just move on." They don't understand what it takes to remain true to yourself, to stand firm when everyone urges you to move on, to adapt, to keep pace. The worst fate is allowing their words to weigh you down, causing you to stop being yourself just to make others comfortable. Can you imagine losing your identity to fit a mold that was never yours? That would be a needless, painful fall. Nothing is worse than giving up what brings you joy simply to satisfy others. Do not let guilt manipulate you. This is your life. You decide how to live it. If someone asks you to alter what defines you, what brings you inner calm, do not comply. The peace and happiness you have cultivated, everything that led you here, is worth far more than any suggestion. Do not put your life on hold for anyone. If your habits, your lifestyle, your passions bring you fulfillment, no one has the right to demand change. Life is now, and all you've experienced holds immeasurable worth. Don't waste your energy. Do not settle for less than you deserve. And if someone requests you to stop being yourself just to please them, keep this in mind. Your life consists of choices. The most vital is choosing to remain true to who you are. Now let's consider another kind of demand. When someone you love, your child, sibling, or dear friend, asks you to put their feelings above your own, what happens? It's as though they silently declare your happiness no longer matters, that your needs have become secondary simply because you are older. Imagine a time when your children tell you your decisions disturb their peace, that what you want and feel conflicts with their desires, and they say, "Don't put us in this position. Mom, Dad, why can't you just do what I'm asking? It would make me feel better." The worst mistake is to give in, because what they really want is for you to erase yourself, to abandon your own wishes so they can feel comfortable, as if your life were a stage where they control the script. They say, "Forget yourself. My feelings matter most." That strikes at your happiness directly. While they get to bask in their comfort, you dim the light of your own existence so they can shine. Don't do it. No one has the right to ask you to set aside what fulfills you. Who decided your well-being should hinge on others' feelings? Every time you face demands like this, it's a message that you don't deserve happiness, that your needs are irrelevant. They say, "Do this for me." But if you comply, you'll realize too late the damage is done. You'll have sacrificed something priceless. your inner peace, the serenity you built through every lesson learned and challenge overcome. Don't settle for less than you deserve. You cannot keep living as a mere supporting character in someone else's story. Imagine someone telling you, "If you don't do this, you'll hurt me. You'll disappoint me." Suddenly, you feel trapped, as if your own needs don't matter because another cannot manage their emotions. Don't let this happen. Ultimately, no one has the right to ask you to abandon who you are just to satisfy emotional demand. Your life is yours. Always remember that you decide how to live it. You might be pushed into situations where being yourself feels like hurting others, but hear this: your life isn't meant to revolve around anyone else. It's like hearing constantly, "Don't make me uncomfortable with your choices," and suddenly you're expected to change, adapt, sacrifice everything you are so someone else avoids discomfort. But what about your feelings? What about your well-being? This isn't selfishness, it's self-respect. If you don't honor yourself, if you don't prioritize your peace, who else will? If you keep yielding to others' expectations, you'll find yourself exhausted, drained of everything that energizes you, everything that makes you feel alive. And worst of all, you miss your one chance to be truly happy. Because when you put yourself second so others can shine, you dim your own light and become a spectator in your own life, while others dictate how you should live, act, and even feel. Don't allow that, because you know exactly what happens when demands become too much. You get stuck in others' expectations, and that cannot be allowed. Now more than ever, your life must be led by what feels right to you, what brings you peace. Don't accept less than you deserve. It's time to put yourself first. Stop being a prisoner to others' wishes. Stop doing things merely to avoid disappointing them. And if someone asks you to put their happiness above your own, stop and say enough. Your happiness, your peace, your choices are priceless. Don't waste time trying to change reality. As hard as it may be, this is the truth. When someone disrespects your feelings, it's a clear signal to draw the line. Because in the end, the only person entitled to decide how you live is you. If you're unhappy, out of sync, or not living in a way that fulfills you, it's time to make a change. Life is singular and precious. Don't waste it on drama or trying to satisfy others' expectations. If someone demands you live for them instead of yourself, remember, you don't deserve that now. Peace and well-being must be your priority. You can't allow others to drag you into their conflicts, assign you burdens that aren't yours, or play with your kindness and generosity. Because in doing so, you sacrifice not only your time and energy, but also your mental and emotional peace. Learning to say no isn't selfish. It's a vital way to protect what you've worked so hard to create, your peace and happiness. Always remember, your life is yours alone, and only you can choose how to live it. Don't let anyone steal what matters most, your tranquility. Now is the moment to prioritize, establish healthy boundaries, and savor this vital stage of life fully. We've now reached the end. I want to hear from you. Which points resonated most deeply? Have you experienced something similar? Have you or someone close to you acted to change this reality? If this video brought you value, please subscribe and comment the keyword intact so I can give you a special shout out in the next video. Leave your thoughts below. I'd love to hear your experience and your perspective. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.